Hello everyone, it's Dio from Firm Fair Gaming, bringing you another World of Warcraft video. Today we are doing a Holy Paladin guide, not just any Holy Paladin, but a Kyrian Holy Paladin. I know it's not the meta, I know a lot of people rave about the Venthyr Holy Paladin with the damage, but this is still a very viable spec. You can push just as high keys. It works a lot easier in pugs because the Venthyr Paladin does require coordination with CDs, whereas the Kyrian Paladin can compensate a lot better in pugs with unexpected damage to help bail out your team. So without any further ado, I'm going to jump into it. So previously, the Holy Paladin would use Clea. Clea is out, and now there's two different options that you can have. So now we are into Pelagos. So Pelagos is in. So his rating for raids is strong. His Mythic Plus is good. The legendary that I am predicting that will be used will be Divine Resonance. So this is after casting Divine Toll. You'll instantly cast Holy Shock every 5 seconds, and this effect lasts up to 30 seconds. From what I saw of people on the PTR when they were using this, is if they shocked a friendly, use Divine Toll to heal people, then it would continue to heal members of your party while every 5 seconds. If you use it aggressively, then it would continue to shock aggressively every 5 seconds for 30 seconds. Now we have a little bit more extensive of a tree this time. So the very first point is combat meditation. So this is Divine Toll increases your mastery by 315 for 10 seconds and occasionally expels sorrowful memories. For those that don't know what a sorrowful memory looks like, it looks like this. So this is just a quick demo. So I'm just going to approach this group. I'm going to just open up on them. There we go. There's Divine Toll. As you can see, I have 7 seconds of my combat meditation up here. There's an orb. Pick up the orb. I just gained another 3 seconds. Then there's another orb there, and I pick it up, and I gained another 3 seconds. That is what it looks like. Next, we are going to be using Focus Light. So Focus Light, this is the conduit where Holy Shock critical chance is increased, effective chance is increased. So we'll use that. Then we're going to use Focusing Mantra. So Focusing Mantra is defeating an enemy lowers the cooldown on your file of Serenity by 1 second. So we're going to use that one. Next we have Shielding Words. So Shielding Words, of course, is casting Word of Glory grants you a shield that prevents damage equal to a percent of the healing done by Word of Glory. It lasts for 10 seconds, and that depends again on what level your conduit is. Next, we have both, this one you can go either way. So we have Bond of Friendship. Defeating an enemy reduces the cooldown on your steward's non-vial services by 30 seconds. I personally take Cleanse Vestments, which just gives me a chance when I'm killing mobs out in the world that I can get a satchel that contains cloth or enchanting mats. I prefer that because I can either use it or I can sell it on the H. And that's just a personal preference. After that, we have Ring Clarity. So this is Divine Toll has a percent chance to cast up to 3 extra times on the main target. So at level 200, that's 56%. So that is one of the main ones. And since that's our Covenant ability, and we'll also be using our Legendary with it, that's a pretty key one to have. Next after that, so Light's Barding. Light's Barding it's just a finesse conduit. So this is Divine Steed. Duration is increased by 70%. So that's at the level 200. So this, of course, we're one of the slowest moving classes in the game. And this is our one ability that lets us catch up to a group when they're all speeding through dungeons or raids. So this is just increase the duration so we can cover more ground. After that, we have Let Go of the Past. So using a spell or ability reduces your magic damage taken by 1% for 6 seconds. Using another spell or ability increases this amount by 1% when it is not a repeat of the previous spell or ability. So it's stacking up to 3%. So basically, you get the ability to have 3% magical damage reduction. After that, we are going to use Enkindled Spirit. So Aura Mastery increases the healing of your next 3 Light of Dawns by a certain percent. So I know in 9.0 and 9.05, I rarely actually ever casted Light of Dawn. In fact, I don't even think it's on my bar. But this is actually a pretty good ability for when you're in raids. And now, like, because we have the extra conduits and this is the next best one, we can use this and now I'll put it back in my bar. So in those situations when I'm using Aura Mastery, this is actually going to be a worthwhile spell to help me catch up on the raid or on the party as I need it. After that, we have Better Together. So during combat, moving within 3 yards of a party or raid member inspires both you, increasing your mastery by 40 for 1 minute. And you can't benefit by this buff more than every minute. So on the next minute, you have to move closer to another teammate to get it to spawn again. If somebody else has a similar buff from a different covenant, they can't move up to you if you've already benefited from it. So you can't have 2 of these at one time. After that, we have the Golden Path. So Consecration heals you for a certain amount every 0.8 seconds while standing within it. So that is just a nice bonus to have. And then lastly, Newfound Resolve. At any moment during combat, there's a low chance your doubt will manifest for 10 seconds. Directly facing your doubt will overcome it, granting you 10% intellect and stamina for 15 seconds. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any clips of what that would look like. I'm going to assume that you're going to have a shadow that is going to spawn, similar like what you would have when you're in Bastion doing those quests and when you first hit 60 or on your way into Shadowlands, and it'll be a clone of yourself and you just have to look at it. And I'm assuming that is what you'll have to do in order to get that buff. So this is for Pelagos, and again, just want to reiterate he's strong for raids, and then for Mythic Plus, he's still solid. And again, we are moving away from Clea. The other possible Soulbind is Mikanikos. So Mikanikos is good on raiding where there is medium damage from boss, but he really is the best Soulbind that you can have if there is lots of high damage. So in raid fights where there is a bunch of high damage, he's quite strong, and he is very strong in Mythic Plus where there is high damage quite frequently. So the conduits that you want for him are, the very first one is Bronze Call to Action. After using 75 damaging or healing spells and abilities, your next spell or ability summons Brawn, who knocks enemies back on arrival and then attacks and heals your targets for 30 seconds. After that, we have Focus Light. So this is the Holy Shock critical effective chances increased. After that, we have Forge Light Filter. When reduced below 35% health, your Vial of Serenity automatically heals you and consumes a charge, so it saves you a GCD. Then we have Light's Barding. Divine Steed's duration is increased, so again, this helps us move because we're very, very slow. Resilient Plumage, so fall damage decreased by 20%, and after you're taking fall damage, you have a damage reduction of 20% for 15 seconds. Shielding Words. Casting Word of Glory grants you a shield that prevents damage equal to a percent of the healing done by Word of Glory, and that lasts for 10 seconds. After that, we have Golden Path. Consecration heals you every 0.8 seconds while you're standing within it. Then we have Hammer of Genesis. Damaging a new enemy grants you 3% haste for 10 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times, so you have up to 15% haste. So that's good in an M+ where there's big pull with many mobs. You can walk around smacking different things and you have an extra 15% haste. That would be pretty sick. After that, we have Ringing Clarity. Divine Toll has a % chance to cast up to 3 extra times on the main target. So that's pretty standard. And then we have Retroactive Retrofitting. So this is after taking physical or magical damage, gain a shield that absorbs damage equal up to 6% of your maximum health for 10 seconds. Each incoming damage type may trigger this effect once per 30 seconds. So that's pretty sweet. After that, we have Echoing Blessings. Blessing of Freedom increases target movement speed by a certain percentage. Blessing of Protection and Blessing of Sacrifice reduce the target's damage taken by a fixed percentage, and these effects linger for 8 seconds after the blessing ends. And then the last conduit that we have there is Effusive Animal Accelerator. So Divine Toll releases a blast of overcharged anima at your target's location, dealing 56-36 arcane damage, split evenly between all targets over 8 seconds. It also reduces the cooldown of Divine Toll by 4 seconds per affected enemy to a maximum of 20 seconds. So, and of course for Mikanikos, the legendary is going to be the same, where we're going to use Divine Resonance. After casting Divine Toll, you instantly cast Holy Shock every 5 seconds, and this effect lasts 30 seconds. And again, if you cast it on a friendly, it continues to heal a friendly every 5 seconds, and if you use it on an enemy, it continues to shock enemies every 5 seconds, according to what I've seen on the PTR. So these are the two viable soulbinds for the Kyrian Holy Paladin for 9.1. If you have any variations or any thoughts or questions that you would like to share, please let us know in the comments. If you have different builds that you're going to try, or if you're going to use Clea, let me know. I'd be interested to see what build you plan to use there. As always, we appreciate it. Any likes and subscribes. We enjoy bringing you guys all this content. And also, we will also be streaming on Twitch, so come check us out there as well. Have a great day.